What's the exception? You don't have to say names, but I'm
so it didn't happen. We knew a girl who didn't internalize this. This happened recently. You'll know who I'm talking about. She went into her boss's office.
Oh no!
And she meant none of it.
Yes.
She's like, but
she wasn't quitting. She was trying to get a raise.
Faking it. She was faking it. So don't ever do this. When you're ready to leave and you truly are like, I have either a side gig or another job lined up, and I'm going to come in and respectfully tell them, look, this happened. I appreciate everything. I'm going to go there. I'm willing to stay if there's a raise, but if not, I totally understand. She misunderstood that. And what she went in and says, I have no backup plan, no other option, but I feel that I deserve more. And she went in and told him what she deserved.
Yeah.
And I deserve this and I deserve that. And if you don't do this, not even if, because there was no threat to possibly.
No, just I deserve it. And I think he asked why, and she said, I just feel like I've earned it. I don't think she had the ROI stats of the money she made.
And she got, by the end of that conversation, she was apologizing and crying. Yeah. And not because he leaned into her, because he was like, absolutely not, you're off your rocker. Yeah. And she just cracked because there was nothing of substance behind it. Yeah.
Flip side, so I haven't told you this, but I know a woman who did the exact opposite, who asked for a raise or was up for promotion, didn't get it, and just went, okay. And then just went and got a different job, and it was not a bluff. Mm-hmm. And then said, hey, you guys didn't give me that. Yep. This is a 20% raise and I'm leaving. And they said, we'll match it. And she said, well, you could have matched it, but now you have to go over it.
Yeah.
And so I think they gave her like a 25 or 30% raise, because she wasn't kidding. She just went, well, they want me. And so she ended up staying at the company with a huge raise and a promotion because she just said, okay. And then started recruiting.
Yeah. I've noticed this in negotiations. I don't know if this is the common thread, but like there are a couple things that I'm hearing you say, which are worth codifying for a video or for something. But like, there's this weird calmness that is so beneficial. Like you could go into this negotiating strategy and how do I posture? It's like, okay, pretend that you're not allowed to posture. You can only tell the truth. Mm-hmm. If you're forced to do that, you will negotiate so much better, which is like, only say you have a backup job if you have a backup job. And if you don't, maybe you should go get one.
Yeah, if being honest makes you feel like you have a weak negotiating position, you have a weak negotiating position.
Exactly.
We have another friend I won't get into, but he reminds me of that as well. Mm-hmm. It's just like, if your strategy here is you hope they don't find out the truth, you're in a real bad spot.
Yeah. Versus get to a good spot, line up whatever other ducks or other options or other things, or get into a mental point where you're like, I could leave this job, and be candid. And people can freaking tell. They know when you're being legit, and then they don't feel taken advantage of, bluffed, tricked, or anything. And the people that Paul just got a huge raise at his remote work arrangement. I don't know if they gave him a raise, but he basically said what he wanted from his job. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and I'm going to move out of state to do this. And they're like, yes. Because he meant it. He's like, or I'll just move out of state and not have this job, and I'll go find another. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
I don't know anybody. I'm sure there are people, but none of my personal friends have like bluffed their way into a raise or anything like that.
Yeah. No, and I feel like we also, this is something that I've read, but it really codified what we do, which is in terms of negotiating cost or salary or anything. There's a lot of back and forth, and I'm not Donald Trump, the art of the deal, but people are like, should you say the number first or should they say the number first? And my belief currently is that they should say the number first. You should go, what do you think is fair? And in your head internally, you should have a range of which you are willing to pay them. Like you've already thought about it or have some idea. They give you a number. If it falls in your range, you say yes. If it's too high, you say, no, sorry, that's out of my range. I can't do that. Like, this is the amount that I was thinking. And if they come under, you have two options. One, take it under. Or two, go, honestly, man, I was thinking of paying you this range so I can give you the bottom half of my range. Mm-hmm. And every one of those scenarios, you get the deal that you want. They feel amazing if you raise them up and like can trust you, which is worth so much. Or you're just, no, not going to work for me. I'll go find a second option.
One thing, you mentioned that if they ask for a number, give it to them. Mm-hmm. I bet they would feel better if you try to negotiate them down and then ultimately fold.
See, that's not what we do though, and it works.
No, but I've read about this, and we're not experts at it.
So here's what I would suggest. It's a negotiation cannot be encapsulated. It's just not over.
No, I'm saying if they want 50 to 60.
I know.
Or if you're happy with 50 to 60, they say 55. The philosophy I read was try to get them to 50, and then if not, just accept the 55.
Sure, but that sort of understands that interaction in a box. Mm-hmm. And the truth is you have a relationship that goes beyond that, where now you've tried to manipulate them. Mm. And it comes through, man. you just can't fake for long. Like when you trick someone and they see you operate in that tricky mindset, because they work with you sometimes and they see you do that to someone else. Like, I do think honesty is like, oh, cool, I was thinking of 50 to 60. This is literally what we do.
No, I know. We're not the most successful business people in the world,
dude. We are, our negotiating skills are bomb.
Yeah.
Do you not think so?
It works for us. I think it works for us. I mean, certainly Donald Trump, the billionaire, would say that this is terrible advice. Sure. And I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
We are solving for a couple of things. Good working relationships.
Yes.
Stressless life. Feeling good about our integrity. And I love the way we do it. I'm just saying that we might not have the most money profitable strategy because that's not what we're solving for.
If you are trying, and I'll grant that, if you're trying to maximize dollars earned over the span of your singular lifetime, you might do better to pull out ploys, but which perhaps a Donald Trump character has. But if you're trying to just relax and have fast negotiations,
I like the way we do it. No. I'm just saying, like, you got to take any business advice of ours has to come with a giant grain of salt, which is that we're solving for ease of life, quality of life, good relationships. We're not trying to maximize money. So our advice is terrible if your goal is to maximize money.
Sure. Deal.